Your real name is Adam. Your stage name is Nergal. Adam, according to the biblical tradition, is the father of humanity. Nergal is the lord of the underworld. Where do you find yourself between these two characters?
I mean, that's why I put Nergal in my passport, you know, so it's legal. I was kind of tired of people asking me, hey, what you prefer, you know, to be called Adam or Eva, I want to say. Or I have some Eva in me as well, but that's maybe, you know, a topic for another story. Nergal is just a different expression of my inner self, and I really wanted that to be integrated in my regular life, you know.
Yeah.
So let's say there's a Shakespearean, you know, role, and there's an actor, you know, and he gets into the role to play Macbeth, let's say. And then you get like 10 other actors, you know, that do the same. You're gonna get 10 different Macbeths. Why? Because each one of those actors, of those artists, is playing himself. So it's not like, I put the mask, you know, I become that persona, yes. But I'd say it's my inner self just exaggerated, just multiplied, you know. Like when I'm on stage, I truly feel like a fucking giant, and I'm not the biggest guy. It's an extension of me. It's another side of me. It's like you have coin and you have like both sides, you know. They look completely different, but it's still a unity. They're one thing. So that's my perception of this duality of human nature, especially my own nature, because that's the nature that I would talk the most in my songs, because that's something that I know the best.
For every artist, there is this quest of doing something better each time. And it goes for art, for paintings, and for musicians as yourself, for music. Was it something that you explored with the new album?
I just knew I want to go more like full force, less nuances, and more stripped down, more aggressive and more raw version of Behemoth this time, with all the trademarks to be included. It's not really about outdoing myself. I mean, in a way, I'm trying to outdo myself. It's about, you know, taking a different curve every time. Okay, I'm 45 now. I'm not really competing with myself when I was 25. To me, it's how I mature up. The same goes with the music, you know. I get that comments every now and then, oh, this new album is no demigod. Fuck no. It's far from that. Why? I was 28 when I did Demigod, and I'm 45 now. So take it or leave it. It's really that simple. This is the record that portrays the momentum of where I am as a human being, as a main creator of the music and lyrics, but also the band, where we are now, how we are approaching art, where we want to take it to.
And I read that you are also qualified to be a museum curator. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
How much of all this knowledge is involved on creating the art?
I can't really make like a thread style, like A to B, you know. But every now and then I just, you know, like things would come out. And 1 year I was studying Latin as well. I've always been fond of Latin and those ancient languages, the dead languages, so to say. There's some facts, there's some stuff that I remember, obviously, from my studies, but I keep on studying on my own. I keep on learning, and I, like, on daily basis, you know, I devour knowledge from, you know, outside. And, you know, when I mix that up, that's what you hear on the new record. So it's basically everything. It's a book knowledge, it's my observations, so it's music meets all that content, intellectual content, that makes Behemoth for what it is.
For a lot of your fans and a lot of people that knows you, they are so inspired by the fact that you have survived leukemia. It's like you have been into that rooms where death was an option, or getting close to death was an option. How does that maybe affect the ego and the perspective you have about life?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely connected, you know. I mean, ego is an integral part of our personality and our identity too. In the Western culture, ego, for most part, does more damage than it does good, because we were never taught how to balance it out, you know, in our daily lives, you know. So if I'm having some conflict, interpersonal stuff, and I have some issues with myself, you know, I kind of blame ego on that. But then it's kind of double-edged sword, you know, because I know that also ego brought me to this place, for most part. Just go up there on the top of that hill. If you get that hill, you know, just climb down and get on the bigger one. That's ego, man. That's like, I wanna be seen. That's quite a desperate cry of every artist. I want to be noticed. I am noticed, and I'm very thankful, grateful for that. I try to make the best out of it, you know, and I bet the fact that we are just releasing the 12th record, 30 plus years existence of the band in the same lineup, it's a big achievement, and for most part of that, it's an ego's work, and the devil's.
So this is the only car here in Warsaw with Satan?
I hope so. I hope so. Look at that.
That's some magnesium right there.
Magnifique. Yesterday I was banned again, you know, for another month, you know, on Facebook. Oh, okay, again. So fuck it, you know, fuck Facebook. Fuck those political correctness standards that are imposed on us, you know, that we just can't execute them, because it takes away the basic democratic laws, you know. It's just, I mean, apart from the fact that we are releasing a new record, I'm really stoked about it. I'm really stoked about the fact that Ukrainians are beating the shit out of Russians, and Russians are fucking fleeing Ukraine. Hooray! Bang!
And that got you a strike on Facebook.
Yeah. So I'm like, I every now and then I get political, and then I get into the fight, or I just get banned, you know. But I mean, I guess it's new standards and new rules, and I'm too punk to obey them. And even though, like, in 3 days there's a release date of the record, and I'm like, okay, so for a month now I can't post anything. But you know what? I exactly had the same situation before I Left You to Darkest, when we released that. Week before, boom, 1 month. I think maybe it becomes some kind of tradition. I'm using every time. I use like it's a powder mushroom, and I put like a little at the very top, and then I put it with coffee, and sometimes they clean it up. Like, it was a dirt. It wasn't a dirt. It was a mushroom.
Are they supposed to know?
Now they know.
No, they do. This is gonna be some great coffee.
Absolutely. That's so fucking awesome.
I drink so much coffee, man, that at the end of the day, I can play Meshuggah without even practicing, like my hands go. How do you feel now, where the world has evolved in such speed, where there is social media, where there's a younger generation that comes with its own identity and its idea of the world? How do someone like you keep up with all this?
I don't know, man. Like, on many occasions, like these days, I'm just confused. I just can't catch up. I mean, I'm now a new generation, and I'm confused. And trust me, you know, if I was a kid, I would hate to be in a situation to, let's say, start a band these days. I would, I mean, knowing what I've been through, and knowing what it takes to maintain these days, to come out, to stand out, I don't think I would ever sign up for forming a new anonymous band these days. No fucking way. These days, you can't even fucking show attitude, because they're gonna fucking ban you right away. Start swearing, start making your political opinions, Start saying what you really like, what you dislike, and immediately they're gonna fucking cancel you. I'm just gonna ask that question and you're gonna answer yourself, all of you out there. Imagine that in the 60s and 70s, where all the classics started, I'm talking Elvis Presley, fucking Janis Joplin, The Who's, Miles Davis, and Doors, and all those Beatles. Imagine there were smartphones. Bang, no career. No career. Fucking banned, arrested for everything. Man, none of them survives a week. So it almost feels like, you know, there's not really the music that is important anymore. It's the format. It's the content. How I'm supposed to expect a random kid process 8-minute long video with attention while all they get used to is fucking scrolling 15 seconds on TikTok or Instagram. The scroll, like the rolls, is just 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. That's the new standards that we are accommodating to. I know I do sound like very accusive, but I know what I'm talking about because I get those symptoms as well. I click on something and immediately I just skip or I'm bored, you know?
Looking for the dopamine shot.
Exactly. It's narcotic. It's a drug. Yeah. It's this. And I'm really talking from fucking, you know, hammer and the anvil prospect, you know, that I'm in, you know. I'm aware of that, you know, but then at the same time, I'm a victim of that.
Yeah.
I like to say that, you know, I'm an analog man in a digital world, you know, and I still didn't figure out, you know, how to do it in a healthy way, unfortunately. So welcome to Behemoth's dungeon. Come on, follow me.
Most of the time, people or bands are trying to keep up with the best guitar tone and making it evolve and checking what is the new VST or plugins around, you know. What is your perspective?
I'm less and less interested, you know. It's like, this is what plays. Yeah. This is my tools, main tools. And then just fucking get me that stone and I'll do something artistic with it, you know what I mean? Almost like that. But of course, you know, I mean, I design my own guitars. I like them to be a certain way. I incorporate like all the ingredients the way I want it, so it sounds and looks the way I want it. But does it really have like a massive difference if I play like on Bogner Iberschall now, or if I swap it to fucking PV? I do like to have my guitar tuned up, but even if it's like a little off or something, you know, like fuck it, you know, it's more about the balls and fucking and attitude and charisma and. It's the energy, it's the power, it's somewhere else. You know, I bet that there's plenty of people out there who disagree with me. I honestly couldn't give a flying fuck.
So after 12 records, 30 plus years of touring, what is it that people are still getting wrong about the touring life?
Well, people see the glamour side of it, spotlights and the glamour side, you know, like the glorious part of touring, while they don't see 99% of what it takes to get there on stage. They don't see all those people who work hard to make it possible for the band to go on stage. And they don't see the band traveling from A to B, which sometimes takes dozens of hours and sleepless nights. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining here, because I don't, but I know that it's not an easy task. I don't really have a family, but if you, like all the other guys, they have families and they have to work their ways out how to tour extensively and not ruin their families, you know, not ruin those relationships. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, no.
What is it, the thing that you would like this live shows or your music to achieve?
Well, in the first place, I'm super happy that finally we get confronted with the real crowd in real time. As much as I'm totally pleased with both shows, 30 years and in Absentia Dei, and I never ever want to do it again. I mean, it paid off, but no, just put me in front of the audience. That's what I'm born to. And I'm in the first place, I'm super happy that I'll be in this environment that I crave for. Just plug in my guitar, put my makeup on, sweat my ass off for these lovely crowds out there, you know, and so awesome.
Can we say amen to that?
Amen.
Amen.
You agree? No? Fuck off.